Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. And I just have to be honest, I'm very glad to see y'all, especially after the fucking long ass day I had. I couldn't think straight. I was arguing with people. I was getting into arguments with employees. And the day, I was just, honestly speaking, I wasn't having it at all. So I'm excited to be here at the gym. I need to blow off so much goddamn steam. And right now, I feel very negative, and I don't like feeling like that, especially because overall, I'm usually positive. So I need to go ahead and work through that. And in today's video, we're gonna be hitting shoulders. I honestly didn't even feel like recording the video because of the way I felt, but something inside of me was just telling me, hey, go ahead and record the video anyways. You feel bad, but you kind of want to record the video. So let's get into it, y'all. On today, well, yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. I'll see you on the inside, okay? Damn. All right, so now we move into the first movement. And honestly speaking, I wasn't feeling it, but the more I get into it, the more I'm actually starting to feel it. And to the point where, I don't know, at the beginning of the workout, when I was outside, I was talking to y'all. Wasn't really feeling that shit, but now I'm starting to warm up to it. But the first movement in today's shoulder day is going to be front lat front lat raises with the bar. I don't know what these are called. They feel good though. You give it like a side angle. Whoosh, but yeah, like when I was outside, I really wasn't feeling it. But with this movement, now that we're getting into the workouts, I'm starting to feel awake now, y'all. And with this particular movement, we're going to be doing 4 sets of 10. Now, I'm going to be doing 2 sets with a 40, going up to a 50, and then going up to a 60. Now, you got to be very careful not to throw your shoulder out whenever you're doing that, because you could easily hurt yourself. You want to do it on a weight that you feel very comfortable moving around, and even to the point where the first set might feel very light, but you don't want to feel like you don't want to run the risk of injury, brother. You just want to be calm and calculated about it. You don't want to go ahead and overexert yourself. Especially shoulders can be tricky. I swear I've injured my shoulder before one time because I felt like the weight that I was doing was light. So I went up by 10 pounds. And in my head, I'm used to lifting heavy, you know? So in my head, 10 pounds ain't shit, bro. But I went up 10 pounds. And it was a lot, bro. I hurt myself. And I had a bum shoulder for like a week. And I don't want to do that again. Right, y'all. And a quick overview on what we're going to be working out today. We're going to be focusing on front, side, and rear delts. We're going to do about 2 to 3 workouts per muscle group. And we're going to be doing between 3 to 4 sets of 10 for all of them. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get to it. It's the second set on front delts. Now, the reason you start off light on the first one and you keep the same weight on the second set is because it becomes a lot lighter. I'm fucking with that shit. Now we're moving up to the 50s, y'all. And honestly, one thing that kind of throws me off whenever I work shoulders out is actually you don't really feel that exhausted because unlike when you're working out your chest, your back, or even your legs, to be honest, you get to move around some heavy ass weight. The only time I move heavy weight is when I do a shoulder press. But when I'm doing the isolated movements like lat raises or front delt raises, you're not going to be lifting heavy. So it kind of makes you feel like a bitch. And that's what kind of throws me off about working out shoulders because I'm not really throwing around weight like I normally do on arms, chest, or back. So it's like having to train my mind to be okay with not throwing around as much weight. And I don't know about you, but I like moving weight, bro. So it's a little bit harder for me. And before we get into that next set, I'm telling you, there's something to be said about wanting to change the way you react to certain things because yesterday I came with the realization that I try to force too much shit in my life, and it makes me have a harder time whenever shit doesn't go my way. Maybe I might give up a little bit, and then not give up, but like be upset on the fact that shit didn't go exactly how I wanted it to go. And I came to a realization I kind of have to be more easygoing, being okay with shit not really going your way, you know. And but the minute I made that decision, I feel like God started testing me in my life because today I was going through so much stress that I was like, nah, fuck this. I gotta force it to be correct. I gotta force it to be right. And it was a fight, bro. I kept seeing myself revert back to my old habits and my old way of being, but my old way and my old habits have gotten me to where I am, and I'm not satisfied. So in order to get more, I have to change. And that change, I'm telling you, that shit was painful. I was starting to have anxiety attacks. I was starting to get pissed off. I was like, fuck, I'm about to crash out in this bitch. But try to breathe, try to be okay, try to be more reflective on my on what may have caused it instead of being so mad or so angry. Kind of seeing it happen for a reason, you know. But anyways, let's go ahead and get into this next set, y'all. It's gonna be the third set. It's starting to get hot in here, so I'm gonna take off my jacket. All right, now getting into the next workout. All right, no cap. The energy started to come back to me. I'm probably gonna be doing 5 sets. I'm gonna be doing 2 sets on the 50s, and then 1 set on 60 whenever I get up to it, because that felt light. No cap. But all right, so I'm gonna take a little bit of rest. I'm sorry, yeah, stop yapping, reflect a little bit on my day, and then I'll come back in a few minutes to come back with you. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. So now we're on to the final set on front delts. And now, honestly speaking, I'm not feeling it, but I'm actually glad I came. I'm starting to feel nice, very vascular, and even with my shoulder, I'm starting to feel huge. But I don't want to be here. I'd rather be at home sleeping, and that's the bitch inside of me. That's the little kid inside of me wanting to come out. But honestly speaking, we don't have to force our way through. We have to change our association between good and bad things. Now, I am doing what I want because, in a way, I feel very happy whenever I do things like going to the gym versus somebody else who, when they want to go to the gym and they have a feeling like, oh, fuck, I don't want to go. The positive association is staying at home. For me, I'd rather die than be at home and just like stay at home and have that association. I feel happier when I come, and that's why doing things you like to do, but training your brain to have a certain association to the stimulus makes it a lot easier for you to do the hard things that need to get done. But anyways, enough yapping. Let me go ahead and do this. I'm gonna do this is my fifth set of 10. I recorded. I did 1 set of 50 off camera. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this, y'all. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna hold you. That should feel right. One thing though, I've noticed I need to actually improve my shoulder day because that shit's kind of limited. Like, I'm not limited, but it's not. I don't think it's as optimal as it could be because I do basically the entire workout. I do front delts, I do side delts, rear delts, and then I kind of do that mixture. And I do that repetition 3 times between 3 different workouts. But I honestly feel like I'm missing something, and I don't know what I'm missing. So, but all right, let's go ahead and get to the next movement. We're gonna be working on something for side delts now. Let's get it going, yeah. All right, so now we're getting into the next workout, and when it comes to working out shoulders, this is actually one of my favorite workouts aside from the shoulder press. And now, the thing I like about this one is, honestly speaking, this is what gives you the very like defined shoulder right there. Like that's what's been able to make me have the more definition on my shoulder. And the one caveat, the same thing they should have over there with the front delt raises, with side delt raises, the weight makes you feel like a bitch, bro. In this one, I've hurt myself going from 15 to 20, and that's a 5 pound difference. So just keep that in mind, yo. But now with this one, we're gonna be doing 4 sets of 10. I'm starting off on 20s. I'm doing 2 sets on 20s, 1 set on 25, and maybe 1 set on 30. I might play with the weight depending on how I feel. If I feel better, I might go harder. If I feel weaker, I might go slower. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the workout, y'all. Enough yapping. Put my music back on though. One thing about me is I refuse to work out without any kind of goddamn music, bro. If I don't have music, I'll go back to the fucking house, grab an AirPod, or there's even been a time, no bullshit. I didn't have my AirPods. I was an hour away from my home, so I just went to Best Buy and bought myself another pair of AirPods because there's no fucking way I'm working out without some kind of music. That's just dead. And if you work out without music, you're a psychopath. Point blank. Now, whenever it comes to this workout, bro, your first set it might be rough and it might be very hard, but even as you saw over there when I was doing the front shoulder raises, I felt weak the first set. I wasn't fucking with it, but then that second set, I was like, damn, this shit's actually pretty light. And just going through those, breaking through those limiting beliefs that you have, or even just breaking through the fact that you're tired, it can help you a long way. It has for me at least. And now, in today's video, I'm not gonna be yapping as much. Like I told you on the outside, I had a very stressful day. I had a day where I was like fuck it, like with everything, fuck it. And what happens happens. I'm not even that emotionally attached to it anymore. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. I'll be okay either way. Because at the end of the day, when you're making a change in your life, and there's an analogy, when you're making a change in your life, like say you're a bird, right? When a bird flies from one branch to another branch, does a bird trust in the fact that the branch won't break? Or does it trust itself enough that if the branch does break, it'll be fine either way? So if you ever stressed out about a situation not going your way, keep in mind the reason you are where you are is because of your abilities, both good and bad. So if you're scared of change because you'll lose what you had, keep in mind your ability, your skill, and your mindset, everything has put you in the place that you're at. So even if you're scared to make a change, I'd say go for it because making a change is better than staying the same. Especially even if you make that change, you'll still be able to get something similar to what you had because of your skill set. Yeah, you could see I'm not really mentally. I'm not here. I'm pretty checked out, but we could still have a shit or meant like a shit at day and have an amazing day at the gym. Remember, a shit day at the gym is better than no day at the gym, and that's truth. All right, let's go ahead and get into this next set. We're gonna be doing my second set on the 20s, and now, like when I walked in, I wasn't feeling like recording, but I did it anyways, y'all. And I'm kind of happy I recorded because now I get to kind of process my emotions with you guys, and yeah, it's starting to clear my head in a way. Because when I was walking in here, I was walking in here with such confusion to the point where I damn near felt like I was having like an anxiety attack or a temper tantrum I used to have when I was a kid. And I'm like, damn, not that I was beyond these childish emotions, but there in that moment, I came to find out. I know no matter how I feel, how much developed I am, I will always have that trauma buried deep below the surface. And whenever it comes up, I have to be man enough to address it and be man enough to accept my faults for who I am and be able to see myself as a human. Because I feel like normally, me, especially me, I be too hard on myself, bro. And I don't give myself any fucking grace. And yeah, I need to change that, y'all. Real shit. the level of trauma you go through as a man, or even as a person in fucking 2025, the level of trauma you go just to survive, it's fucking hell. But, anyways, let's go ahead and get into this next set, y'all. This set two, we're gonna go for another set of 10. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get this started, y'all. I really should have done a double shot of pre, though, I'll tell you that. Yeah, let's move up and wait. I felt good on that one. Man. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and do one set off camera so I can go ahead and de-stress a little bit. And then I'll be back with y'all with the last, fourth, and final set. Let's get it going, y'all. I'll see you on the next set. All right, fuck that. We're not doing any sets off camera. I just talked to myself, bro, and I realized I'm being a goddamn bitch right now. No cap. I fucking hate when I get set in that bitch made mentality. It makes me fucking piss off at myself. Like, god damn. Let's go ahead and get into this workout, y'all. This is set 3. Moving on to the 10 reps on 25. Let's go ahead and get this going, y'all. Shut up. Oh, and this is some news I didn't actually share earlier in the video. Yesterday I had a leg day and fucking shit was fantastic. I recorded it from start to finish, but after going into the editing process, I was like, fuck, bruh. I forgot to turn on the mic the whole time I was yapping, bro. And then the worst part about it, that was probably the best fucking leg day I've had in a long ass time. To the point where normally on whenever I work out legs, the next day or 2 days after, I'll get a hamstring cramp. But I've been wanting to work more on my quads and my calves, so I was going heavy on them. I did what's that, Tom Platt style workout. He does like a set of 2 sets of 50. I did a set of 2 sets of 20 because I can't do 50 yet. And at the end of it, fucking fried. I could barely walk out the gym properly. And then the next morning, I wake up. First thing I wake up, I go to do my stretch, and I get the most massive fucking leg cramp. But I get a calf cramp instead of a hamstring cramp. Now, I don't say I want that, but that shit felt amazing. It gave me validation that the work I put on the day before wasn't for nothing. And for me, I like knowing that the work I'm putting in is going somewhere. It's not just going to fucking waste. Now, the one bad thing though is the pain was so intense, it made me sleepy again. I went back to sleep, and then when I woke up again, I got another fucking leg cramp. That shit was not it. And then because I had went back to sleep, which I don't normally do, I was 20 minutes late for work, and luckily, I didn't get in trouble or anything like that. But I don't like being late and shit like that. You know what I mean? But yeah, let's go ahead into this next set. I'm gonna be doing 30s, and we're gonna do another set of 10 before we go into working on some rear delts. But all right, y'all. I'll see you in a second. Man, I don't know about y'all, but I'll give myself the liberty to feel bad for myself. But after a while, I'm not gonna allow myself to sit in that feeling. Sometimes you gotta shake yourself awake and change into a different fucking mentality, brother. And not in a way where you're forcing and it's a fake thing. In a way where you truly, fucking truly allow yourself to feel what you feel. Like today, I just processed the whole fucking bad day in 30 seconds, and now my fucking energy is through the roof again, and I'm fucking with it heavy. Let's go ahead and get this last set of side delts, and then let's go ahead and work on some rear delts. Let's get it going, y'all. Last set of 10. I'm not achieving failure yet. That'll be in this the second time around when I hit back delts. Let's go ahead and get it going. All right, y'all. You go with stuff. Maybe a sort of failure can be achieved on the first set. Let's go. That shit felt nice. All right, y'all. That's all I got for side delts. Let's go ahead and move into some rear delt work. I'm fucking feeling it now. Let's get it going, y'all. Keep the energy up. All right, so now this one we're gonna go on some tips and tricks, okay? Now with this machine, the way I end up doing it is the little pads right here. I take this off, and then I pull on this thing, right? And then while I have it pulled, I put the pin in there. That way I can try to get some more leverage because this workout, it only really works if you do that little trick so you can give yourself a little bit more clearance room. Now, let me show you how to set up, okay? Pull, put it to desired weight. And now, whenever I'm doing the movement, I have some room to go like that, you know? And then when I let it go, my fingers don't absolutely get crushed. And now, I fucking love this workout. There is nothing better aside from the chest fly machine, but on reverse. But the reason I like this one better is because I can go full stretch, and I don't get that kind of stretch on the lat pulls because you stop like right here, you know. So I prefer this machine. But one thing is you can't have any attachments on it because you're grabbing it from the ball point. Now pull it down, desired length, and then you want to make sure you're grabbing it properly. I like to wrap my pinky around it on both sides. And now, and then I get to give myself all that room. This shit feels fantastic, brother. I'm telling you. Oh. And with this one, you don't even necessarily have to go heavy. The shit feels amazing. Now, let me see what angle's better. It's a good angle. And look, I'm telling you, that shit fucking works, bro. I live by this fucking workout, 110%. Now, this one I go crazy. I go between 4 to 6 sets of 10. Now, I go higher in volume, lower in weight, and that's the way I go about it. Yeah, actually it felt fan fucking tastic. Let's go ahead and run it straight into another fucking one. Let's get it going, y'all. And now you want to play around with the distance you have from the machine. That way it feels optimal for you. Oh. Ooh, so that shit feels amazing. I'm telling you. That feeling I get from doing this workout, it's indescribable. That pump, the feeling where I feel like, god damn, like push. I feel like I don't know how to explain it, y'all. That's the best way I can explain it. But I'm gonna take a little break. I'm gonna cue y'all in whenever we get into the next set. Let's keep it going, y'all. All right, so this is gonna be a little edit for Instagram. But yo, if you want to get shoulders like this, you've got to get this workout into your fucking sets. Look at that. And the best part about this one is the going heavy does not fucking matter. You can feel this shit, even in the lighter weights. With this one, the secret to it is higher volume, lower weight. I fucking love this workout, brother. Uh, and keep in mind, this is one day before I go on vacation. Still in the fucking gym, still lifting. The fuck are you doing? Look at that, look at that, look at that line. I have this little thing I can do. Fucking cuts on the shoulders going crazy. All right, let's go ahead and get into this next set. This will be our third set. Let's keep it going. All right, John. Now we're going into a little bit of the higher sets. Now with this one, form is very important. You'll you are more susceptible to an injury on any kind of shoulder movements because your shoulder is one of the most weak part of your body. So when you're going heavy, make sure you do it with form. Oh yeah, that's failure right there. Ugh. This is my fucking favorite shoulder workout. This and then of course shoulder presses, and that's it. So the way I go about my shoulder day, front, side, back, and then compound. Isolated and then going into compound. All right, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and use the restroom and I'll be right back with y'all in just a second on our shoulder press. Let's keep it going, y'all. All right, y'all. So this is like the second movement I'm going to be doing for my front delts. And now with this one, I'm actually just going to be doing the cable attachment. Normally I do it on dumbbells, but I'm kind of feeling this room. It's a little bit more isolated than out front, so I'm fucking with it. And then just like that. You want to focus the burn on the front delt, and you're going to do 4 sets of 10. Holy shit. Cuts. Sorry, I'm watching a podcast. This motherfucker funny. I should really watch King Keto. I feel like that motherfucker speaks to me. The way he talks, the way he works out, it's just everything except for being on a keto diet. Fucks with me. All right, only got 3 sets. Let's get it. Arrgh. And now, I'm gonna do the side delts. This is like your final burner set. Ooh, so just power straight through these. Ooh. I'm telling you, that shit burns nice. Really, really fucking good. Ah, yeah. Okay. That's all I got with this burner set. This one is just a quick one, so I can make sure I'm having a good pump, blood flowing throughout everything. And now the final workout for my shoulder day, it's gonna be shoulder press, and that's a very solid compound movement, and you're gonna be able to do heavy sets on those. So let's go ahead and move the camera over there, and I'll see you in a little bit. Cool. All right, now we're into the last shoulder workout that I'm gonna be doing today, and this one, it's the best one you could do. I've said that about every workout. But I fuck with this compound movement because I feel like I can press a lot of weight and it just really activates everything. Now, I'm just gonna do the work. I'm gonna stop yapping so much today because now my energy is fully depleted. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, yeah. I like the inside one. I try to make sure I feel everything in my shoulders. Get the pump, bro. I lied. I'm also do face pulls. I haven't got to those. I'm gonna do those next right here, so let's get it going. All right, moving up in weight a little bit. That felt pretty light. Everybody want to be a bodybuilder. Don't nobody want to lift this heavy ass weight. And I feel that, bro. If you've ever stepped up to 315, or even if your first time stepping up to 225, you get that like a nervous sweat, a sweat going down your back, and you're like, God damn, can I do that? And you start getting scared, especially if you lift alone. You start getting scared, you start downing yourself, everything starts creeping up on you all at once. And you really have to push past the feeling of wanting to give up in that moment. 110%. All right, let's go ahead and get this started, y'all. Like I told you, I'm not gonna be yapping this much. Sometimes I can't help it, but yeah, ego is todo. All right, moving up the weight again. All right, let's go ahead and change up the angle. All right, y'all. Somebody get serious. Let's go ahead and get into this final workout, y'all. Honestly, I don't know. But yeah, let's get into the workout. Full get. Four away from full stack, but that felt fantastic. All right, I'm gonna do face pulls off camera because I'm just not feeling anymore. And then I'll go ahead for the post lift, post down. Let's do it. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. So that's the end of the workout. Now, honestly speaking, a shit day at the gym is better than no day at the gym. But yeah, today was not it for me, but at least we got the workouts done. This how on day, I don't even know what day it is of a cut. I might actually just restart the cut because I learned a few things throughout the journey, and I want to restart, just get a better cut. So I might be doing that, but we'll see. Let's keep it going, yeah. Now, honestly speaking, I have been feeling a little bit not bloated, but like honestly, I haven't been hitting my macros, and not hitting my macros has been causing me to to not. Well, anytime you're not hitting your protein intake, you're gonna see some issues, and for me, I'm starting to feel those issues from not eating my body weight in protein. So yeah, I'm starting to feel a little bit more fatigued, but we need to dial that back in, y'all. I just been lazy. I haven't went shopping, so I've been eating Chipotle the last 2 days for lunch and dinner. So ni modo, bro. Sigan viendo para el demás. All right, keep watching for the rest. Let's keep it going. This is my um post shoulder day pose down. Let's get it going. All right. Wait, wait. All right, y'all. That's all I got. If you enjoyed today's video, even though it's short and simple, make sure to like and subscribe. And also go ahead and turn on that notification bell. That way you can be notified every single time I drop a video. Thank you so much for watching, y'all. Y'all have a good day. Peace. Oof.